Hello everyone, I'm Henry Lee, blueheronarts.com. I'm going to record this video for my in-person class tomorrow, Thursday in Alhambra, Jocelyn Center. As you probably have watched in the past 2 weeks, we have been copying this snowy landscape. And in our last class, we thought this painting is finished, although it's probably 70% of the original vision that we had. So we're going to call up and mount it with a title, which is a famous story, visiting friend or dad in a snowy night. It's a famous small short novel kind of story, just a few lines, but it describes the artist and scholar Wang Huizhi, a calligrapher who was inspired to do a painting in a snowy night and drifting with a drifting thought goes to a friend who lives in nearby county in a mountain by the river. So he set off to visit him in the snowy night. And along the way, he saw all the beautiful scenery, like this shining white all around. And by dawn, he arrived at the doorsteps, but he decided not to knock the friend's door. Instead, he turned back. When asked why, he said, I was inspired to visit Dai, but my inspiration ran its course, so I already enjoyed completed the passion. So why should I? Why it's necessary to actually see him? So that's the story. So this scenery actually described the 4 words of all 4 directions are white, shining white. That's the feel. Like he just, it could be the destination, but or the starting point of that trip. Anyway, so it's up to your imagination. And this story is always quoted in my music teacher's class. So I'm going to make a scroll, make it into a scroll and give my teacher. So the first thing I'm going to do is to mount the original painting on silicone, back the original painting with silicone. So I'm going to spray with just clean water outside this table. Very fine misting, just to relax it, because we have a very dry climate here in Southern California. I need to, just like you would do, with a shirt, just relax it a little bit, not to the point to soak it, but just to relax it. It's very important not to let the moisture come into this table, this cloth. I use 4 layers of denim as padding, so this cloth should stay dry. Then I put silicone behind the painting with the film facing up. So I align this side. I know this is the base side, and I will trim it after mounting. So you don't have to trim very precisely. I did trim a little bit, but not much. I'm going to trim the extra on the other side. So I align this side, carefully. Make sure it's are within the backing silicone film. Okay, don't miss any part. And I use the paperweight just to hold it. Okay, I use the attachment paper so you can see through it. Okay, like this. And you can use your palm just to press a little bit. You can put this on top now, like that. So I'm going to use an iron set on synthetic. It's the lowest setting on my iron. Could be silk. I start from the center and then it goes to the sides. I go all the way outside the paper just to make sure all the edges are covered. Don't stop at the edge because the shape of the iron is hard to match if you just go with the tip of the iron. It won't be easier. So you just go very bold strokes like this. Goes from center out, so the air goes out. All the corners. Because I'm working on a lower temperature, so it buys me more time. The problem is if you stay with that temperature, it's maybe not hot enough to even get the moisture out. So you need to see if it's wrinkle free. Now we need to set it. I increase the temperature to silk or wool. Let's do silk. So until it's completely dry and the heat activates the adhesive, silicone adhesive. You can see even through the attachment paper, the ink gets vibrant, more stronger than what it was. So mounting is actually very important to finish the painting for framing or screw mount. That's okay now. So I'm going to let it cool down a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to work on this small title strip. It's on a different paper with sparkle, with golden sparkles, like snow flakes. It's nice because the screw is not exactly the size, so I need to have this title on top. I do it separately. Instead of writing on the paper on the painting, I decided to do it like in the past the emperor or the collector would do, or some appraiser can also write the title of the painting for the artist in the collection. This is my own painting, but I think it's nice to use that format. Okay, so I'm going to back this one. You don't need to spray water if it's so small. Just go like that. A few strokes do, because there's no water. Okay, so this part is done. We can go either way to do so there will be a little bit overlapping, so I think maybe we do the painting first, then put the title on. But before that, we need to trim the extra Okay, to make it very square. Okay, I got my cutting board here. Okay, so this is my base. I align that. We need also trim off the extra silicone, because otherwise it will have some shining thing showing off. So we need to trim all the extra silicone. Just all I want. Take your time for measuring, make sure it's correct. I think. That looks good. Do our full size. I think the top will be covered by the title maybe. So we just do the bottom. Fine. Make sure it's square. Basically, I cut off the extra silicone. This top is fine. This is will be behind this strip. Let's do this one too. Oops, I think I moved it. Okay, now let's do the final assembling. Okay. This scroll is a special design. I special ordered for those who have the painting, but without considering the opening window. As long as it's smaller than the scroll, you can make as small or as big as this one to fit in this white area. It's a white brocade, but with some pattern, but it's very light. so it won't be showing through. So we can consider it's like a white backing. So we have the writing on top. I'm going to align this. It's still a little bit wide, so we probably have to trim it a little bit. It will not cover the strip. Let me do it again. I have to cut a little bit more, just a hair more. If you're a perfectionist, this cutting, measuring takes most of the time. And don't, rush anything, just make sure it's all carefully planned. It could be a little bit smaller. Another alternative is we do have the strip you can cover. You can redo the edge with the tape. I try not to cover, so I cut it exactly as the size of the scroll, so I don't have to do the wrapping the edge. This dark is a heat. We have this tape that you can get. So you can redo this edge. It's called the supporting strip in different colors. It comes in coffee or navy or some other gold. So I'm going to measure this. I think it's now almost perfect. Perfect, okay. So it's a little bit, should be fine. It's not science, Okay, so we're going to separate. Now I try to release the paper that comes with the silicone, and oops, it's a little bit tricky. Okay, usually go from a corner. Okay, now you separate it. Start to separate. Just release the paper and leave you will see the silicone film attached to the painting, the back of the painting. You need to wait it completely cool, otherwise it's too sticky. It's still a little bit warm, so but it's okay. Okay, now you can see the back is laminated with the silicone film. So now I align this painting with the edge. Okay, I can overlap a little bit on the bottom to create a little bit depth. Okay, that's because it got adhesive on the back itself. Just another iron was set it, but once it's set, you cannot take it off. Okay, that's so you need to make sure it's correctly. You can fix the corners before you cover the whole sheet, so to position it, just like that. Like that. Maybe this corner as well. I think I trimmed a little bit too much, I think. So it shows a little bit shininess. Oh, that's okay. As I said, it's a craft, not a science. So it's just like a hair thing. But if it's covered, it's another. Let's just lift it. Oops. Once it's set, you cannot lift it. It's there. So we just have to fix that. So that's the lesson, you know, you don't want to fix anything until it's perfectly positioned. Now I put the release paper back on top and iron the whole thing. No water this time. Unless this wrinkle you need to rework, you can spread some water. Okay, so we just activate it evenly with the hot iron, like this. Very easy. You can go from side to side, center out. Okay, I think it's ready. Okay. Now I'm going to put the title strip on top. You peel off the release paper first. From the corner. It's a little tricky. Okay, got it. Yeah. So this is the release paper. The adhesive is on the back of the calligraphy now. We just put it on top like this. You can leave a little white line or seamlessly. Depends on your preparation work. So if you've done a good job, you can create a seamless match. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Okay, and you can just use this piece on top of this and iron it. That's how it is, how easy it is. Okay, done. So this is the finished look. Let me show you the whole thing. Not sure if you have missed the top part because this is quite large out of the frame. Now you can see it. So tomorrow I'm going to show my student in the classroom. So this is the process. They can watch later. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you in the class.